Good morning, children. Today we'll discuss about moments of inertia. Let us go with the presentation. Principal axis, principal moments of inertia. Now let us consider if you choose the axis of the coordinate system which is fixed in the body with respect to the which off diagonal elements disappear and only the diagonal elements remain in the inertia tensor, then such axes are called the principal axis. Suppose here the remaining all these terms are disappear and here we have only I1, I2, I3 here. So here such axes are called the principal axis of the body and the corresponding moments of inertia as the principal moments of inertia. In general, the directions of the principal axis are different to those of arbitrary axis, so fixed in the body. So if we denote the principal axis by x dash, y dash, z dash, then the inertial tension can be written as I dash is equals to I1, I2, I3 here. These are the diagonal elements and remaining are zeros. So where we have denoted I x dash which is equals to I1. So I y dash is equals to I2 and I z dash is equals to I3. If omega 1, omega 2, omega 3 with the components of angular velocity and J1, J2, J3, those of angular momentum about the principal axis, then from equation number 34, we obtain for the principal axis. Already in the before class we have seen J1, J2, J3 which is equals to the diagonal elements here we have I1, I2, I3 and remaining are zeros omega 1, omega 2, omega 3. So here J1 is equals to I1 omega 1. Why? Because J equals to I omega. So J2 equals to I2 omega 2 and J3 is equals to I3 omega 3. This is equation number 39. So thus in general, if a rigid body is rotating about a principal axis, angular momentum J and angular velocity omega are directed along any of the principal axis and we may write J equals to I omega. So for a rigid body which is rotating about a principal axis, angular momentum and angular velocity are directed along any of the principal axis. So J equals to I omega. So here I is scalar, which is the moment of inertia about the axis. So angular momentum J and angular velocity omega are along the principal axis and hence each will have three components along the axis of any arbitrary coordinate system x comma y comma z fixed in the body coordinate system. That means J equals to Jx I cap plus Jy j cap plus Jz k cap, which is equals to I into omega x I cap plus omega y j cap plus omega z k cap. So here J equals to we know J is nothing but Jx Jy Jz, and here again J is nothing but I omega. So we are taking I as common here. So omega x I cap plus omega y j cap plus omega z k cap. So here I j k are the unit vectors along x y z axis respectively. Thus jx is equals to I omega x, jy equals to I omega y, jz is equals to I omega z. So equations here gives by using the symmetry property of inertia tensor. Already we have seen Jx equals to Ixx omega x plus Iyy omega y plus Izz omega z, which is nothing but I into omega x. So Jy equals to Iyx omega x plus Iyy omega y plus Izz omega z, which is nothing but I omega y. Jz equals to Ijzx omega x plus Izy omega y plus Izz omega z, which is nothing but I omega z. Or we can write by taking common as here omega x, by taking common as omega x, that means here I omega x is equals to this one. So by taking omega x from this one and this one, we can write by taking omega x as common I xx minus I plus I xy omega y plus I xz omega z, which is equals to 0. And here from this equation we can take common as omega y. By taking common as omega y in the second term, we will obtain this one. So I xy omega x plus I yy minus I into omega y plus I yz omega z, which is equals to 0. And here from the third term, we will take common as omega z. So here by taking common as omega z, I z z minus I And first and second terms here we can write as this ixz omega x plus iyz omega y plus izz minus I into omega z, which is equals to 0. Or we can write this one as ixx minus ixy, ixz, ixy, iyy minus 1, iyz, ixz, iyz, izz minus I into omega x, omega y, omega z, which is equals to 0. So for these equations, to have non-trivial solutions, the determinant of the quotients must vanish. That means determinant of quotient should be 0. So this one. So for these equations, to have the non-trivial solutions, so the det of this one, which is must be vanished. That means this one is equals to det of that one is equals to 0. So this equation number 43 is called the secular or characteristic equation, and its solutions are called eigenvalues. The solutions are called eigenvalues, which is cubic in I. The three solutions I equals to I1, I2, I3 are the three principal moments of inertia. So the direction of any one principal axis is determined by substituting for I equal to one of the three roots, that is, let it be I equals to I1 in equation number 42, and determine the ratios of omega x is to omega y is to omega z. That means we can, by considering omega y by omega x is equals to lambda 1, omega z by omega x is equals to lambda 2. Let us consider like this. Thus, omega equals to omega x I cap plus lambda 1 omega x into j cap plus omega x lambda 2 into k cap. Therefore, omega cap equals to, so these are the, I cap into this one, lambda 1 j cap plus lambda 2 k cap. Why? Because we are replacing here this one, lambda 1 equals to, here we are replacing by using these two conditions. By substituting here, omega cap is equals to I1 plus lambda 1 j cap plus lambda 2 k cap by root of 1 plus lambda 1 square plus lambda 2 square. So hence we can determine the direction of omega or the direction of the principal axis corresponding to I1. Similarly, if we substitute I2 or I3, we may find the direction of the corresponding principal axis by using the equations 42. By using the equations 42. So the magnitude of angular velocity is arbitrary and we are free to take its any value. That means by considering here, by using this condition omega y by omega x equals to lambda 1 by substituting, and we will obtain this one. Thank you, children.